But I just want to add to the points that you're making all across the board, from LA community colleges to, all the way to an assignment of having everybody use a generative AI tool, and for us to, track that, collect data on that, and report that. I want to also talk about these things as it relates to the structure and the framework of the apprenticeship model, and add to some of the answers to that. So, like for example, they want us to come out and do what we did in terms of the discussions, but we want to start adding this occupation title, AI support specialist, that the Dakar Foundation, are expanding into. Okay, so they're talking about AI and workforce. That, where is it going? Well, this is the leading edge of, you know not only where it is going, but where it is right now. So this is something that's brand spanking new from the federal government. As far as one of the occupations that can be registered as an apprenticeship program. And so, with that being said, we can start being more matter of fact about all of this, instead of, a lot of possibilities, right? So, like, really narrowing down the focused approach of the execution model, right? And so that helps in a lot of different ways, including, how we represent, good content, as far as being an authority in this space, and having solutions. But there's a work process schedule, and then there's also the RSI, the related instruction outline. So I wanted to also share this with everyone so they can start wrapping their head around it on paper. And then also, you're going to see all of this in the platform. Half of it's already there anyway. The Verizon Skills Forward, entry, but that was general. Now it's specific to this new occupation of AI support specialist. So here's the RSI. There's Stanford has ASI for everyone at Deep Learning AI, and everything else is basically on edX through the Verizon Skills Forward. Okay, so AI for everyone, responsible AI practices, prompt engineering for ChatGPT, generative AI fundamentals, machine learning foundations, project-based evaluation, and reporting. See, these are the courses. So, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, 36, and 12. So this would be, in essence, the coursework and the curriculum that this position would do. Okay, so that's 144 hours of learning. But, and some of our apprentices will already have a general knowledge of using some of these generative AI tools, but going through this process is going to get you certified and be able to say that you officially did training from Stanford, Harvard, IBM, etc. So just wanted to just mention that, and that this is part of our follow-up as far as what we're doing to expand the program. So lastly, as it relates to workforce, and you think about us being on the leading edge of a new occupation, AI support specialist. An AI support specialist with a general skill set across the board, um, could be deployed across industry sectors. So what we'll be able to first prove that an AI solutions specialist, AI solutions specialist, uh, can operate in digital media entertainment, right? So we already have proof of concept for that industry, and we're also setting up something for medical research as well. But I'll land my plane there. I just wanted to bring this up so that way we can start wrapping our head around it, and maybe even get some feedback from everybody who's on the line right now about this 144-hour learning and certifying journey, right? So
So
I'll land my plane there.
I had a question, Shane, because again, this is a lot more robust than what I was, planning to deliver. I think because now the horse is out the barn, and we want people to understand as part of this apprenticeship program. Some of it is on over the job or on the job training over the shoulder. Well, for this, there isn't any, you know, on the job training. This is you guys taking um, these courses through edX and through other means and doing it and self-managing it yourself. Um, there's not going to be, you know, a whole bunch of physical classwork in order for you guys to reach these milestones and get these certifications. I didn't know how we were going to arrive at delivering the challenge for you guys to be able to reach the standards that we're looking for. But I will open it up right now. Is there anybody that has any suggestions or any comments about taking courseware online regarding AI supported specialist standards? Anybody have any concerns with that?
I have a kind of like an add-on to that. I know Shane brought it up, especially with the NLGT platform, but I mean, that's something where I would love to extend that olive branch to X and see if there's any way to actually bring in those AI kind of like mentors slash tutors for these courses, because how best to work with AI is to work directly with AI, I think. So if we could build out some type of relationship in that type of capacity with her to see what other AI tools she may have or other AI sponsors that might want to partake in that sector. I mean, the more capability that we have, the better. But I think another thing that X has always brought up is that it's more than just being able to scrape the data. It's really about utilizing it and being able to prompt and have all these tools and data sets. So I think as long as we build a robust curriculum, we should be on the same page. But I would definitely love to extend that olive branch to X in some type of capacity and just see where we align.
Well, it's interesting. I think we're accelerating to a place where we can bring some of our needs to the community of people who can help us with this new AI support specialist enhancement to our apprenticeship program. And that's important for you guys to understand. It's an enhancement in being a creative person, being a digital media editor, is how we can really focus on AI tools that will help us in the process of making content quicker, faster, better. But if this AI specialist curriculum can also help to create better or let's say more diverse skill sets in you, so that for instance, somebody, understands that you guys have these capabilities and is offering up either paid experiences or something that's more compelling for you right now. We want that to be the value add to making sure that AI as a career pathway becomes something that you guys can get from us, maybe from nowhere else in this partnership of being a mentee, being an apprentice with us, because we have looked at this apprenticeship as something that we can really help to fortify your market value as not only an employee but as a potential business or 1099 contractor. So that's the spirit in which we're looking at making sure that none of you guys get left behind, and understanding where AI is today and definitely where it's going to be tomorrow to leverage your employability. So that's the spirit for why I think Shane and I and hopefully others will understand when we do talk about AI incessantly, is that it's going to be something that apparently has not only curriculum and standards for, but has real practical ways for you guys to be able to use it in your existing arts media entertainment. And that's what I don't know if anybody didn't get that, but that's what we were trying to do on Friday with both podcasts. So I'm gonna give you guys your time back unless there's any questions, suggestions, or comments about what we just shared today.
In regards to the Brotherhood Crusade grant for those 18 to 24, what are the next steps? Do they need to reach out to you? Are we reaching out on their behalf? Because I know
Well,
that those six
I
are
was
probably
on
interested.
the phone with Leo today, and he's going to get a time for which we can do a Zoom meeting on Wednesday. Don't have the day part yet, but he's the person that's giving us the gift of these slots. He has administrators who are the people who do the HR and the payroll and all the other things that are part of the responsibilities for both parties to know what each other are doing. He's going to coordinate with those people today and get back to me so that we have a time Wednesday for those people who do qualify. And I suggest that everybody, not just the 18 to 24-year-old people, but everybody look at this call because, again, I know Brotherhood Crusade has other workforce packages. I just know that it's taken a long time to get to the WIOA dollars, and whatever else they have. It'd be a good chance to meet Brotherhood Crusade and their staff for how to help us with again onboarding people with HR and all the other financial literacy things that they have that we're not an expert in. So I will I'll have that time. What's the best way for me to contact you guys? Because I send out an email through Zoom. Our numbers have shrunk a lot. So I don't know if it's a really effective way to get people to show up on meetings, especially where there might be something to really benefit them. Is there a better way, Instagram or something else to reach you guys and get you guys to respond?
Taking the liberty of adding some Takara apprentices to the Instagram group chat that we have. I know that Sunny, CJ have been doing a good job of posting the meetings there every week when when it's needed. As far as what we did on June 20th, we should have some emails and phone numbers, Instagram handles that we can leverage. We should probably just start putting those in either the group chat on Instagram. I believe Gmail has a way in which we can format an email group, so to speak. All the apprentices, admins, independent contractors say, "Hey, we have a meeting, this and that." Phone numbers, we can definitely do a WhatsApp group chat. It just all depends on what information we have.
Right. Well, and Braden, to that point, agnostic of what platform we use, I'm starting to feel that thank you. I'm starting to feel that we've lost contact or communication or even appeal to some of the people who may be getting the email Zoom invites, but just have lost interest. Some of these things that they have yet to hear about, I'd like to at least offer those to them before they just drop off, the radar screen. So does anybody have any suggestions on how we can get people back who have kind of dropped off?
Well, something I've heard for some people that have somewhat dropped off is they kind of complained about just how they feel that the invites or the emails or even the Instagram notifications are kind of like last minute, like either the day before or that kind of thing, to where they already have plans and things like that. That's what I've heard. So that's one thing I would recommend.
Oh, no,
Another
no.
suggestion I would have is also maybe the app Remind. I feel like that app works really well.
Okay. Well, and let me say that I would love to hear that from those individuals themselves, because there isn't any one monolithic uniform way to reach people who have scheduling or even interest in participating. And without hearing from them, it's kind of tough to try to figure out how to customize something for them, because I'm willing to do
So,
that.
so Kevin, what I would suggest, just hearing that feedback and just thinking about how to immediately resolve that, I think it would just be better if you and Shane made basically a Dakar Zoom calendar, and I think we already did that, and just have a Zoom calendar that we all have viewing access to, so that way we can add everybody's email to the calendar, and then that way everybody's aware of like, hey, there's going to be a Zoom meeting within the next couple of days about XYZ. And then there's a one centralized hub for this information to be disseminated rather than multiple channels like the IG group chat and then like the text message and all this stuff. It's like everything is one central calendar. We know the dates, we put them in there. Everybody's aware of the situation. And if you need any help and feedback, there's admins a part of the calendar that you can reach out to.
Okay, so I started off maybe 3 months ago with having a recurring Friday and Monday meeting. Fridays for any new business, and then Mondays for after action reviews. Does that sound like something that we should continue to do? Is Fridays, Mondays for those people who need some regularity or something that they can calendar? Because I've never done any meetings other than Fridays or Mondays, but I want to still see if I can find a way to give those people something ahead of time. Because those meetings, Zoom meetings for Friday and Mondays, if you've ever noticed, the Zoom ID never changes. It's just a recurring Zoom identification. It's the same link. You don't have to.
So my feedback, my feedback to contribute to that is consistency and continuity. And I always tend to try to narrow down to the common denominator or framework and build on top of it, right? So at the very least, if we had consistency and continuity, like we just said, having a set date and time that we know, and then being able to build out an automated campaign for follow-ups, 3 days before the event, the same day before the event, an hour before the event, those automatic reminders, which we can also configure in the NLGT app. So as well as campaigns. In other words, when people come into the system through the onboarding process and we gather their age, we can automatically tag them and put them in their own audience. So that way we can continue dripping on them and notifying them about the opportunity that they're qualified because of their age. So it's just about creating systems, and running them, and then and if that's the case, whatever emails are going out, those admins who are taking up leadership and decide to still take that same information and disseminate it across a few other platforms, it just intensifies the base system that's already being ran. So I kind of land my plane there.